Aloha, everyone. This is Mitchell Ornalis, and like I said in the introduction, I'm a resident osteopathic family physician in Seattle, Washington. This is the first video of my journal series. Just finished our first week, actually yesterday. With my program, we have like a introduction type block that kind of gets us like oriented and gets us kind of through everything, kind of help with the transition from medical school into residency. So yeah, I just kind of talk about that. It was only a 3-day week this week. We had to do some stuff with graduate medical education. Had a lot of policies to go through, social media policy, which was good, so I can kind of get an idea before I start making these types of videos on what is okay and what's not okay to post and whatnot. I'm actually getting help because I moved, and I didn't mention before. I graduated from my program. I was in Hawaii the past few years, and I just moved back to the Northwest, and it's a big transition. I just packed up my suitcases in a few bags, and I just came. I left my car in Hawaii with my significant other, so she can take care of it and use it. I'm planning to use the public transportation system over here, which is pretty good from what I hear. And from I've been using it, it's been pretty good. Just getting adjusted to it. Um, but yeah, so we're getting adjusted in. We have all these policies, all these things, professionalism, and what to expect. And it's a group of us, and we're all a bunch of interns. We're pretty nervous, pretty excited, and we want to do our best. And I think my program here does a really good job at just trying to ease us in and realize that, hey, there's going to be so much. Just take it slow, work your way through it, recognize deadlines. The big one for me is just staying on top of emails. We get emails a lot, and that was a thing towards the end of fourth year medical school where I was just like, it was tough to getting blasted with emails, but it's being organized, having time management, and just realizing, making a list. I think what I usually do pretty well is when I'm really getting down on things, I'll have like a master list of things I need to get done, and then I'll have like a short, like maybe a day or a few days worth of a list that I just need to get through right now, kind of the immediate and the long term kind of stuff. And having it written down physically and crossing things out actually really helps, and it feels good to kind of work through things. So that's kind of what we're doing. It's a big transition. I have a lot of great colleagues from all over the nation, a few people from up here in the Northwest too. For me, I'm very happy to be back in a good place, training well. Back home, this is our region. As I mentioned in the introduction, my native family here in the Northwest, the Umatilla natives. And yeah, that's in Eastern Oregon, but if you look at times like colonial wise, we traveled and we migrated all over this area and traded all over this area. And so this area for me is like home, even though I didn't grow up in Seattle, proper, but grew up in Oregon, Tri-Cities, Eastern Oregon, western side of Oregon. I've been through here, so it is like coming home, and it's good. We have really good weather right now in Seattle. But yeah, so I have really great colleagues. We all have strong missions. We all have really interesting backgrounds. And the two big things that are in my mind when I first got in, the first few days, and I want to continue as best I can, but especially on the first day, I really believe in making a good first impression and being on time as best you can, planning ahead. I'm using the public transportation system, so it's really important for me to, if it's going to take an extra hour, extra half hour, I got to make sure I plan for that. And it's always better to be early than late. And just those are two of the big things that I think I carried forward since growing up. And I was taught my family, being on time, making that first impression. I feel like if I can, you can't be perfect, but if you can get that first one in, because that's when people remember you the most. And if you have a good one, people have a good memory of you. And I think those are the kind of the big things we did this week. So mostly that, a lot of paperwork, a lot of things that we got to prepare for, pre-work trainings that we have coming up. As family physicians, we have like neonatal resuscitation coming up. We got to do some pre-work. We got advanced obstetrics training coming up as well, and emergencies. There's ACLS, a lot of those things that we had to all make sure we're up to date with. And just being ready and doing the best we can. And yeah, so that was kind of like, that was pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I should have mentioned or care to mention. Tried Ethiopian food for the first time. We had that for lunch yesterday, so that was nice. And just getting used to walking around Seattle, getting to know the areas, resources, just taking it slow. But it's a good first week. Lucky to have the weekend off. Hanging with my family more up north. That I have family that relocated over this way, so very good for me to be here. So, all right, aloha. Thank you, everyone. Mahalo, and let me know anything if you guys want to talk about, know about, and keep it mission minded, keep it indigenous minded. All right.